Hello friends, this is Navdeep Mehta and welcome to AI. And today the topic we are going to discuss is pipeline to become a data scientist. Pipeline to become a data scientist. In this lecture, we are not only going to discuss how you can become a data scientist. I can also discuss who are a data scientist and how you become a data scientist. That both the things I am going to discuss in this lecture. So let's continue this lecture. So, so before knowing how you can become a data scientist, this is only 2 minutes take to decide how you become a data scientist. But who are data scientists? This is a very important things you must be known. So let's continue that who becomes a data scientist. So here you see question. What is our question? Who become a data scientist? The first thing that a data scientist is without data you are never ever a data scientist. Okay, whenever there comes data analytics, data scientist, then the first thing that comes in mind is data. There is existence of data. If no data, you're not a data scientist. So what data scientist do? First he collect the data, then it arrange the data. After that it will clean the data, then explore the data, then makes a model, pre-process it again, make a model again, pre-processes again, make a model, and if the model will have accuracy, high accuracy, then it go for validation, then it's go for yeah, application, yeah, implementation you can say. Okay, and here it's listen tell the story. It means that if you make any model, then you have to tell the public about this model, how this model work, on which things this model work, by presentation or video like that it is. So here it is, you can tell the story and it is used for implementation, application, etc. Okay, so let's continue to the next slide. Now here also data science is awesome. Now here think that I am awesome, you are also awesome, but how data science is awesome? How? Okay, we will know it in detail, but first we know it in short way. Okay, data scientists give you an opportunity to use or to rise your both the power, that is wizard and deductive. I think here is spelling mistake. It's not wizard, it's wizard. Give me a minute, guys. It's Bijard. Okay, not Bijar. It's Bijard. Okay. So here you have opportunity to rise your both the power, Bijard and deductive. What is Bijard? It's magic. What is deductive? You know it. Okay. So here Bijard. How Bijard and how deductive? So that here you have power to predict the things automatically. In the previous lecture, or in the lecture of my difference between AI, MI, DL and DS, I have told you that what machine learning do or deep learning do. It will predict what are going to be next. So here also wizards want to say that it will predict the value automatically. You have to make a model, that's it. After that, after making it, if new data come, you have to pass this data through that model. It will give you the result automatically. There is no any involvement take place. Just you have to pass the data, nothing else. So here it will say auto magically. And second thing, deductive. Here you have ability to find unknown pattern and drift in the data. Drift means trend. Watch the data, trend in the data, and pattern is what data follow. Okay, what data want to say it. What are the different feature in the data have different usage. Like that we are going to discuss in deductive. And this the data science is awesome is told by a man whose name is Hilly Mason and Chris Beacons. I don't know who these two peoples, but the site where I have studied about these things, it is written that Hurley Mason and Chris Beacons are the people who told that data science is awesome. I have also put the website link in my reference slide. You can go, and I will also give you the link in the description. What you can also go to the link from my description box. Okay, so let's know. Okay, I have told you that data science is awesome. I have told you data science is a wizard and deductive power gives us. But how data science is awesome? What does this awesome means? Okay, so in awesome, guys, every word, every alphabet OSEMN have different meaning, and these all meanings, okay, these all meanings are related to this slide. I will told you each and everything with this slide. Okay, first we move to our third slide. Next slide, that is here. Here you see awesome. Awesome means OSEMN. So everything has its own meaning. What does meanings? Let's start to run it. So here you see O, obtaining your data. So here you see data. So these terms means obtaining data. So the awesome first part O is here. This is your first part O. Now let's see the second part. Yes, scrubbing and cleaning your data. Okay, and here you see a scrubbing and scrubbing. I am using one link. Okay, here you see second number, that is S, a scrubbing and cleaning your data. Here you see clean branger. These order things are same. Arranging the data, scrubbing and cleaning these order means that you have to clean the data, you have to arrange the data. These all things come in this part. So this is the second part, scrubbing and cleaning your data. Okay, now let's move to the third line, that is saying exploring visualizing your data will allow us to find a pattern and trends. That I have told you in the previous, that how the data is deductive, because it gives us to find us the pattern and trend, and that part is happens in exploring or visualizing your data set. And if we go to the here, then you see it is of third part here, awesome E. This is your M part, making the predictive model to predict the value, and here it also comes in the M part, because validation and the model it comes in the same part as I've showed you in this slide. Okay, here you see M, modeling your data will gives us our predictive power as a wizard. So here what wizard, that I have told you, this wizard and this pattern. Okay, now here in interpreting your data means you should tell what your model to non-technical people by presentation, by video, anything. And here if you think what is interpreting here, then it is nothing but it is our tells the story is our end part. So here you see the thing that you have clearly mentioned. O, awesome. O, obtaining the data. S, scribing, cleaning our data, that is our this part. Second, explore or visualizing our data, that is our third part here. M, making a predictive model to predict the future or to predict what is going to be next, that is comes under this part. And in interpreting a model, that comes under tells the story. So now you have clear what that how data is awesome. So here you see what O means, S means, E means, M means, N means, and in the first second slide here there's an we can say that was a block diagram to show how to who a data scientist will actually fulfill all the things that is defining here, that how data is awesome. Okay, so let's understand the each terms in awesome one by one, and the first is O, that is awesome. So guys, I have already tell you that without data you are never ever a data scientist. If you are a data scientist, if you're data analytics, then the first things that will come in your mind that yes, you have some data. If you have no any data, you are not a data scientist. Okay. And here obtaining data can be performed in different variety depending on the company in which you are working. Suppose you are working in a bank, then the data is from the bank. If you're working in any company which works on image file, then here the data will be image. If you're working in a company which works on factory of different things, then the different thing factory data will be available here. If you're working in a company which works on the video file, then you have video file. If audio file, then you have audio file. So here you can say that the data will be vary by company to company. That means that the the things that the company which works on any particular things, the data will be of that type. And it is crystal and clear concept that if a company works on pharmacy, then it have medical data, nothing else. So this is clear. Second line you have clear. Third, once data is obtained, you must familiar with data set and take a look after on it. Now once you have, suppose you have data of a bank and you're not familiar with all the data, that what is available balance, what is children, what is loan, sorry, what is age, customer age, job type, available balance, monthly expenditure, closing balance, opening balance. Do you all think you have no any knowledge about that? Then you will be not able to find a pattern, not able to find what data want to say. So you must be familiar with the data set. So if you go in a company, then first company must tell you that what he works on, what you have to work. So that you should know. If you get any data, then you should must familiar with the data set. Yes, the company works on this type and our data is of this type. So these three things must you have. Okay. Now the second things, and the skill required for it, MySQL, PostgreSQL, MongoDB. I have worked on MongoDB in this part. I am not know MySQL, not know PostgreSQL. I only know MongoDB, and when I have to collect the data, I have to work with the data. Then I use this MongoDB. Here you see unstructured data, text, video, audio file, documents, query, relation database, distribution, storage, hosts, Apache, Flink. These are the server where you can store your data. These all things is here. Now move to the next slide, that is scrubbing and cleaning your data. Now you have see the block diagram. Here you see after collecting data, it is of the cleaning data. Most of the time, and here you see the maximum time taken is to cleaning the data, is to arrange the data. You get the data not in an arranged way, you get data in cluster form, that's all are clustering each other like a khichdi, hodgepodge. So in that you have to separate all the data, arrange all the data, and this is a very time consumption. As you see, if you have a thousand or lakhs of data and you have to arrange it, it will definitely take a lot of time. Okay. And now here you see, the better you have data in good manner, you will get a result, and surely it will be happens. How happens? I will tell you with an example that now here, in when you go to interview, then you don't see your what you have a skill and what you have knowledge. You first see how you are looking. You see your personality first, and your personality is good, then you go further with you. And if he doesn't like a personality, your uh, your talking way, your living style, your clothing way, then he will not going to uh, pass the interview, and you are fail even if you are most talented. So the first thing that how you looks, how you your personality. Okay. So here also, before making a predictive model, your data should be best and best. If a data is very well maintained data, a very good cleaning, a very good, everything is doing very nicely, then the result of the data automatically increases, and you will get a very good accuracy in your model. Okay, so the third things that comes, that common items to look out for all the null value, outliers, symbols and data types that must be converted. Now if we think, let's take example of a man, that his, as the height of a person increase, then his weight also increase. But you have seen some person that his height is very high but his weight is very low. Okay, some person that his height is high and weight is very much high. The height is low, weight is high, weight is high, height is low. These things you have seen in many person, and these are some many less person you have find. In 100 of people you will get 5 to 10 people like this. And what are these are outliers. Okay, these are all things are outliers. If whenever see that if a person have 10 years of experience then get 10k salary, 10,000. If a person working from 5 year, he have salary of 1 lakh. So what is this? These are outliers. Now null value, but means, now here you clean with this part, outliers. Then what is null value? Null value means simply missing value. If someone is going to enter the data, then it may by some mistake it may leave some columns empty. And what are these? These are null value. Symbols, if you see there are symbols in the data set, and these are the symbols which may be wrong. Somewhere symbols is different. Suppose there are 3 symbols in a data set, and you see there are 2 other symbols that is in less amount. These are things. And the data types, now most of the times you see that if the data is of decimal, matlab 5.2, 6.2, and when you check the data, then you see, when you see the data types, then it will be int value. Or when you see that some is of written in the text but it show as a string, that is a string, it is not a text. So these things or we have to watch in when we have data types. So if we have, when we are going to cleaning our data. Okay, and that skill you required, scripting language Python. I don't know RNSS, data Bolanga tools Python, distribution processing handbook, MapReduce Spark. And I don't know about these 3 things, but data cleaning part can be done in Python. No need to know other things. If you're interested, then you know. Not interested, then you don't know. Next is exploring, visualizing our data, which allows to find a pattern and trends and data. Now after getting the data, after cleaning the data, you should think in your mind that how data are related to each other. But if suppose if there is any data, there are 20 features. Okay, then we have know that how these features are related to each other. If there is any trends in the data is seen, that if a is increasing, b is also increasing. If a is increasing, b is decreasing. If a is decreasing, b is increasing. These all things we have to know. So that part is come in the exploring part, visualizing part, that how the data features in a data are related to each other. What the pattern of data found, what pattern data is, what are the features which are useful to us, what are the features which are not useful to us. Suppose you have a data where you have serial number 1 2 3 4, what is the use of serial number? Nothing. So we can remove it. So you have to take care of these things, and these things comes in the exploring and visualizing of our data. That's it. You see NumPy, Matplotlib, Pandas, Skip, these are things that you have to knowledge to for visualizing data, and everything I am going to told you in this. Okay, clear? Next, move to the next point. Now modeling our data will gives us predictive model as a wizard. Now have you seen in the in our second slide? Yes, here model, pre-process model. So we first make a model. How we make a model? I will tell you in machine learning part and deep learning part. Else you know what is that things. So first you make a model. Okay. After making the model with some training data, testing data, as I have told you in the difference between AI, MI, DL, and DS. If you don't watch the video, then you can go with the video. The links is given in the I button. Click on the I button. You can get the links, and I have also put the video link in the description box. Okay. So if here is what, after giving some training data and testing data, we make a model that will predict output if we give some input value to it, and it predict what is going to be next. Okay, so here is that, here we are giving some input to our model and we get some output, and here we use ML algorithm or DL neural network techniques to make a model and predict some value. Now here, so the better future you see, the better your predictive power will be. Now here, so what is going to say, the models with high accuracy will have high predictive power as compared to the model with low accuracy. So if a model have accuracy 100%, that is practically impossible. Then future is 100%, but the what going to next, you know previously. So according to that you can work. If a model 85% accuracy, then is also good. 85 more than 85% accuracy will consider as a good model. But you have tried to give high predictive power to any model. Okay. Predictive analysis helps you to answer what is next. That I have told you, that if what it predicts output, give us that what are going to be next. And use here machine learning algorithm or deep learning neural network, supervised, unsupervised algorithm. Another algorithm is reinforcement algorithm also comes in this part. There are three types: supervised, unsupervised, and one another type, that is a reinforcement algorithm, like that. I'm sorry but some spelling mistake. Evaluation method, machine learning libraries, Python, sklearn, all your algorithm will be in this library. Linear regression, logistic, random forest, decision tree, all you will get here. And you have linear algebra, multivariate calculus. These all things we are used in our different algorithm. So moving to the next, that is interpreting our data. It is to understand and learn your finding through common communication. As I told you, tells the story. You have to elaborate your model to the public. That if you make a model, then what is the purpose of this model? What the model do? And this will be done by you. And this will be done by you using Tabular, Matplotlib, ggplot, Seaborn, different visualization tools where you used to visualize your tools by making some you can say dashboard in it, and so that how your model works, what your model predicts, what type of input you have to give. These all things you have to understand. To people who is from non-technical background or technical background, you don't care about this. Any person who is interesting in knowing, you have ability to tell the whole story of your model to it, then you can see your interpretation is very good. Updating your model, what is these things? Now you understand here, updating your model. Now you have make any model today, and after 1 year there are a lot of things that are going to be updated. So according to time, according to the public feedback to your model, that what public facing the problem, what public wants to know in it, you have to update your model. If you make some model today and you leave it, you don't going to fix any bug, you don't going to update any feature, then after 1 to 2 months your model will not going to perform well, and in market your model value is very low. So for making your value in the market, so making a high demand of a model to the market, You should have regularly update your model with new feature or any error comes that model, then you have to solve it. These things comes under updating your model. Okay, these are all the things that a data scientist has. So who are data scientists? So the data scientists are awesome. 1 minute. Who is data scientist? Data scientist is awesome. What a data scientist have? Obtain data, scrubbed. Wait a minute. What data scientists have? Obtain the data, scrap the data, explore the data, model the data, and interpret the result. Okay. How data is awesome? Have you seen here? This is a block diagram for that who is a data scientist, and these all things matches with here the he wants to say that what the things comes in awesome. What is awesome? What are the terms in the awesome say? So these are the things you have to know, that who is, how data is awesome, and if you are awesome, then you are a data scientist. If you are awesome, then you are a data scientist. Okay, let's move to the next slide, that is how to achieve this pipeline, or how to become a data scientist. The previous thing that I have told you, who is a data scientist. Now how you will be a data scientist. So you have, but there are few things that you have basic knowledge in Python. Here guys, you are not going to be a hard coder in Python or R language. You have to know some basic concept. You should know all the terms in Python and how they use. Don't go into deep dive in it, just to have basic knowledge in Python. I have written here Python because I am going to teach you Python. Here you can also learn R language and many other programming language for that, but these two are the trending language, Python and R. I am using Python, so I written here Python. I am going to teach you Python. So that second things, you have knowledge, basic knowledge in a statics, and this is a data science part. In data science parts, you have some, you first, if you join any course in data science, you they first teach you statics, and basic knowledge in statics needed, and that comes in the data science part. So if you want to how to achieve this pipeline, how to become a data scientist, then you have basic knowledge in Python and the statics also. Okay, so you see in our previous in our ALMLDLDS lecture, that last time, so that data science is somewhat half part of the data science in our AIMLDL, and half part is out of that. We have seen it in our lecture that half part of data science is in our AIMLDL part, and half part is out of that. So what the statics which we going to study in data science is used here for becoming a data scientist. So basic knowledge in statics you have. After that, feature engineering. What the feature engineering means, you have to you have play with exploring the data and cleaning the data. That two things, cleaning the data and exploring the data, comes under feature engineering part. And and how you clean your data better and better, the better and better you got the result. So we can say cleaning the data, cleaning data is directly proportional to accuracy of model. Accuracy of model. Actually, I order my graphic pen tablet for writing the things. So right now it will be packed and shipped, and it is right now in New Delhi, as I seen the Flipkart, and expected delivery date is 6 May. So after 6 May, I will use pen graphic tablet to write the things, and we are not going to see this type of writing. So we can say the feature engineering, how the best is the feature engineering you do in a data set, the better you get the result in your model. So this part is highly related to this part. So the third thing is machine learning algorithm, where we use linear logistic decision tree, random forest classifier. That are many things and many more algorithm you're going to see in machine learning. These algorithm we use to in to make a predictive model. And if I have told you in the previous lecture also, if machine learning is fail in some data, then the deep learning comes. So deep learning also do these things. Here we use hidden neural network to predict the value, and here we use a stat tools and algorithm. There is a linear and linear logistic decision, that many more. So these five things you have knowledge, but first one is Python, second one is a stack, third one is feature engineering, fourth one is machine learning, and fifth one is deep learning. I put this here. You see these both are work same, both have use of making a predictive model. So if you have knowledge in Python, you have knowledge of statics, knowledge of feature engineering, machine learning, and deep learning, then you are a data science. Then you are a data science. And you will see exporting the data, analyzing data, all the things you see in the image. So this is the guide. In this lecture, I have told you how to become a data scientist and how to become a data scientist and who are a data scientist. Both things I think you should have been clear. You know, if you are awesome, you are a data scientist. You have knowledge in Python, statics, feature engineering, machine learning, and deep learning. If you have these, if you know all these five things, then you are become a data scientist. And what you have to do if after become data scientist, that you have to work on the concept also. These are the reference. I'm going to paste these two links in the description box, so that if for your better understanding, or if you don't understand in this video, if you have any problem and you want some more concept, then you can go to this site where I used to grab information and write in this presentation. That's it guys, thank you.